Well, this is certainly, we believe, an inflection point in our biologics business. And I believe that you can see from the numbers that the biologics business has more than doubled year on year, both in terms of the quarter as well as year-to-date performance. More importantly, you can see that the EBIT margins for the biologics business is a very, very strong 30%. So this has certainly led to the robust growth that you're seeing this quarter. And obviously, this is just the start of the biologics business opportunity, which is going to be contained and sustained over time. So we believe that, yes, this is a good inflection point for us, and you are going to see sustained momentum going forward, largely because this is a business that is not only high margin from the product supply point of view, but also more importantly from a profit share point of view.
Right. And how do you see the traction in the small molecules and branded formulations going ahead?
So I think small molecules has really done a sort of a turnaround, because I think you can see that the growth momentum is very strong, 27% year-on-year growth. Plus, you're seeing that there is a uptick in terms of margin contribution. Plus, what is also important is that our generics business in the US is beginning to take off. So all in all, I think you're going to see a good, healthy, at least mid-teen, if not late-teen kind of growth going forward.
Right.
And this quarter, of course, has been a very strong growth in terms of this segment. But I'm very confident that even going forward, you're going to see a sustained growth momentum. So if you look at the size of our businesses, I think you're seeing that the small molecules, biologics, and research services business are almost now trending to be of the same size.
Right.
Of course, biologics is expected to overtake the size in the coming future. And then you're also going to see the branded formulations business beginning to pick up. Right now, that's sort of tracking at about half that size of the rest of the businesses. So overall, I think what we're really focusing on is revenue growth, margin growth, and of course, the profitability is increasing because of the nature of the businesses that we are in.
Right. And also, if you can give me a commentary on the fulfiller ramp up in the US and guidance post the launch by Coherus as well.
Mylan has been a very strong commercialization partner for Biocon. Of course, they understand the market dynamics very well. I think Mylan obviously anticipates competition, and Coherus was an anticipated competitor. As you recall, Biocon was expected to be a late entrant to that business. So all the calculations done was as a late entrant. But then to our surprise, we became the first entrant.
Right.
And that is the sort of advantage we took of being a first entrant. But as you can see, what Coherus has done is basically, followed suit in terms of what Mylan did. We expect Mylan to be a very strong player in biosimilars in US and Europe, and I think as a commercialization partner, they would be in a better position to comment on some of these questions you asked. Having said that, I think in terms of garnering market share, they've done pretty well at an early stage.
And also, if you can give me a timelines on the biosimilars launch, small molecules launch of Pelfilgrastim and Trastuzumab in the EU market.
You mean biologics business? Yes.
Yeah.
The biosimilar Trastuzumab is expected to be launched this quarter in Q4. And I think, again, Mylan is going to focus a lot on making sure they garner good market share. And of course, we have to wait and see how they get into the market and at what pricing discount. But I don't think I'm in a position to comment, because it's not right for me to comment. And it's very early to comment on how Mylan intends to shape that market.
And also a commentary on biosimilar and Humira and insulin glargine launches in the EU.
So, as you know, Humira is a product that is basically driven by Mylan. It's an in-licensed product from a Japanese company, and we just have a financial stake in that in terms of returns on that product. In terms of Semglee, it has been launched in Europe. Early days yet. But again, I think Mylan is very committed to be an aggressive player in biosimilar insulin analogs.
And as far as the branded formulation is concerned, can you give me a break of the kind of growth you're seeing from both the India and the UAE market?
So this quarter actually reflects a very strong contribution from UAE, largely because for certain phasing reasons, there's been a channel stocking of products. Going forward, I think, so you are seeing a 36% year-on-year growth. But I think going forward, you're likely to see sort of a more realistic mid-teen growth. And the only thing I can say is that, yes, our biosimilar trastuzumab has been approved in UAE under the brand name Canhera. So that is also likely to contribute to growth going forward.
And if you look at the going quarters, do you expect to expand the margin? Do you expect to maintain the margin? What's the roadmap?
I think, we should first focus on sustaining these good numbers. I think sustaining these margins, sustaining growth momentum is what we're really going to focus on. And of course, upsides will always contribute to improved margins and improved growth. But I think we want to focus on sustaining these levels.